spookiest episode of Bad Examples yet. I want you guys to feel what we're feeling. It's dark in here. There's candles.
She made it litty.
It's litty right now because it's almost Halloween. It's October, and it's time for ghosting stories.
Today we're going to hear some ghost stories, but before we begin, for people who don't know what ghosting is, dictionary.com defines ghosting as...
Dictionary.com. Okay.
That means that's actually a fucking word. Is what it means. The practice of ending a personal relationship with somebody by suddenly and without explanation withdrawing from all communication.
So I want to say this because ghosting is spooky. It's the ultimate silent treatment.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. It could happen after a few dates or even after a serious relationship. It could happen with someone you've known your whole life. And it happens without warning. When you get ghosted, that's what that means. Boom, yeah. Ghosted, gone. Ghosting, it's only now that we're putting a word to it and calling it ghosting.
It always existed.
But it's existed since like before mankind. Like we just never had a term for it. But we'd always say like, oh yeah, I never heard from him again. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Now it's like, oh, he ghosted me.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's so popular that it's actually part of our lexicon now. And I think that we kind of make a joke of it. Like, oh, I got ghosted to soften the blow of like how fucked
it's like
up
a cute word to make the whole feeling feel better.
To like not make you want to jump off a bridge because it's fucked up. Like ghosting can be confusing, humiliating, and it can make you search for answers when you're not the problem. You know, you could spend an eternity wondering what you've done wrong.
You're never gonna get an answer.
You're never gonna get an answer. And like Tracy, if you've been ghosted, like you get fucking angry.
Not really, but I mean, I've been cut off, I guess, but not really ghosted.
I was trying to think if I've been like technically ghosted either. It's weird because I never used that word during my dating time, but like I'm sure it's happened. Like I dated enough guys where there's had to be one chance for like one of them just
I guess if
disappeared.
I'm thinking about it that way, like I guess just like abruptly we just stopped talking. Yeah. But I think it was more like an understanding. Like it wasn't like him and I was like so depressed over it, except for that girlfriend thing that I had talked about once before.
I think also like the digital age has brought ghosting to a whole new level. Like it's easier than ever to ghost somebody. Like me and you, we've been in relationships for like during this evolution of, this phenomenon of ghosting. And I think you and I missed a lot of what makes it so easy to ghost, the block, the delete.
That's the thing is like they don't want to talk to you anymore. They're like, I'm just going to block her. She's annoying.
Yeah. And, ghosting haunts its victims. Okay. So there was actually a study published in the Journal of Research in Personality, and they confirmed it is the worst way to break up with someone. I mean, leaving someone with no explanation, it's a dirty fucking move. And really all it is like you're avoiding confrontation, so you're ghosting somebody.
And it doesn't happen to just like, it doesn't happen to like layman's like us. It happened to Katy Perry.
Yeah.
I remember she was on tour. She was about to do a show and she gets a text from her husband. I want a divorce. And that was it. They never spoke about it. It was just
celebrity ghosting stories.
Celebrity ghosting stories. I don't get it. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps. These are all the same category.
It's a fucked up
actual horror stories.
And also I do want to be clear that if I do want to separate because I've talked to a bunch of you guys and I heard your ghosting stories. One actual person was like, oh my God, something blew past my aunt's leg. And I'm like, no, not a ghost.
No, not an actual ghost. Like your man fucking cutting you off and saying you're not worth talking to anymore.
But, there are ghosting that is okay. And if you're in an emotionally an abusive relationship and you just want to fucking be done with someone and cut them off, that is okay. We support that. We promote that. So that kind of ghosting is good.
The
it's
safety
acceptable
for yourself.
Yes, exactly. So this is different kind of ghosting. This is something where you trust the other person and all of a sudden like poof, they're gone.
So the ghosting phenomenon is actually happening all over the world, obviously, but in these following cities, you have to be extra careful and maybe just move away.
Okay, so the world capital of ghosting is New York City.
Well, shit.
Followed by what, Trey?
Austin, Texas.
San Antonio.
Los
LA,
Angeles.
Baltimore.
Nashville.
Yeah, so if you guys live in any of those cities, be extra careful.
Ghosting is
there
1 out of 2
ghost
chances, 50% chance.
Yeah. I think the ghoster is a certain kind of person to me. Like, you have to be very cowardly to... Some of the stories you're going to hear today, they're really spooky ghost stories. They're horror ghost stories. They're fucked up. I mean, I think also too, it's psychologically, as the ghoster, you've got to be fucked up.
You're a sociopath.
You've got to have some guilt. You have to have some conscience about...
No, that's why ghosting usually comes from sociopathic behavior, because you just have no emotion, you have no feeling, you have no pain or consequences of cutting someone off.
It's cruel. It's cruel.
Yeah, it's the spirits of boyfriends past.
Yeah, and I like think that we make it fun. Like, oh, like one of my girlfriends actually texted me. She, had this great relationship. They were having sex. Like, he cried after sex, and then she texted me and was like, "I think he ghosted me," and we were laughing because it's just funny, but it's not funny. It's fucked up.
Wait, he cried during sex?
It's for another day.
I don't get it.
Like, who goes somebody after that? We're going to talk to Neighborhood Jules. If you remember Jules, we had her in season 1. She's the one who taught us the avocado theory. Mm-hmm. So if you have not heard the avocado theory, go back, listen to the episode again. Jules is awesome. We go to her for stuff like this because, as you can see, me and Tracy are like, we've never been ghosted.
Yeah. Yeah, like we're so fucking above
like,
the system.
I'm sure, for a fact, we've been ghosted. We just didn't know what to call it at the time.
But even thinking back, like, I don't remember one time where some guy was like, oh, I'm just going to cut her off.
But, like, it's think about it. Like, I was trying to, like, rack my brain for this because it's definitely happened. Like, I've definitely called guys assholes and been like, like, we met, we hung out, and then, like, they never followed up.
I guess so.
You know what I mean?
I just can't think of any.
That's why we need Jules here, because she's young. She's been in the prime of the ghosting age. So we're going to talk to Jules, and she's going to talk, are you afraid of the dark? So she's going to tell us the signs that a guy is going dark if it's not a classic ghosting story. And we're going to get an update on her life, because last time she was as single as they came.
And she's not anymore?
We're going to find out.
Wow, look at you, Jules.
Are you afraid of the dark? The Jules series. This has been our spookiest episode yet.
Oh my Lord.
So Jules, we like talking to you because, like, Tracy and I are sitting here and we're like, have we ever been ghosted? We know we have, but we never really like called it that. So, like, I know there's so much more to it, and we just want to learn from you. You are like our young person idol.
I keep you guys young, I get it.
You do. Yeah. So I think Jules, are we going to talk about signs a guy is going dark, even if it's not a classic ghost?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's at least for my friends and I, and the age and time we're at, that's usually like the biggest thing. That it's not a black and white thing. It's like these little sprinkling of signs that it's like it's coming, but it hasn't happened yet.
Winter is coming.
Explain this. This is spooky.
I hate you for using that word.
I guess like the biggest, so not the biggest, but like one thing, for example, if a guy cancels on a plan, like, is he genuinely stuck at work late, or is he trying to kind of back out of having consistent plans that maybe you guys made in advance? Things like that. And when it's the first time, it's like heartbreaking because you can't tell yet. If it happens twice, like, you can kind of get the flow, or like if he doesn't try to reschedule right away, like, hey, I can't make it, but let's do something Thursday, or what are you doing this day? If they're just like, I can't make it, you're kind of like, okay, like, this might be the beginning of it.
So you're telling me that's a ghost breadcrumb?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's the way to put it.
Whoa. That's crazy that you even need to, like, that this is even a
staging
thing.
Of ghosting.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this test of like, do you, like, as a guy, to be like, do you get it that I'm not interested? So, like, I'm canceling a plan. Like, are you self-aware enough to know what I'm trying to get at here?
You're telling me that there's ghosting where, like, they just go dark
signals.
And then there's ghosting where, like, you can see the ghost coming. Like, you're afraid of the dark and the dark's coming.
The silhouette of the ghost appearing.
Jesus Christ.
Like, the room's starting to get a little bit cold because
silhouetting
is beginning to happen.
Whoa.
Silhouetting.
So what else? Give us another classic, another telltale of going dark.
Oh God. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of what else. Another one would be like, it's not even ghosting, but it's like showing things also on social media. Like, if you guys are following each other, this is a dangerous piece of following each other. And there's a whole other rabbit hole, but like, they could be trying to say things to you via social without you
Wow, without telling it to
without
you.
directly telling you.
Like them posting certain stuff and
like
knowing
what?
that they follow you, that they would see it.
Out on the weekend, throwing shots back with like a group of like little foddy girls at the bar. It's like he's trying to kind of send a message of like, you know, he's not into wanting something serious.
Yeah,
like,
he's not even trying to hide it anymore. I get that. That's crazy.
He's sending smoke signals.
Yeah, ghost signals.
Yeah. So it's like these little passive ways of like trying to suggest it before going dark so that it helps alleviate them being the asshole by you making the call to like end it or back things off so that they're less of guilty in it.
The worst. Why are they the worst?
That's like a bitch move.
The worst.
It's such a bitch move. That's what like this whole ghosting thing goes back to. Like these guys are just huge pussies.
Yeah.
I don't even like using that word because it's a negative connotation that women's vaginas are bad. But like this is like
they just like dance around and like now it's not just like ghosting, but there's so many different forms of ghost.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not just the classic ghost. There's so many versions of it. It's just it's crazy.
Evolved, that's for sure.
It's evolving. That's freaky. Don't forget, guys, new clips air every Thursday. So see you next Thursday.
Hosted on dimlywit.com.
Even though we are not your best examples,
we're the best you've got.
So cheers, bitches.
Cheers. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for updates. And if you like this clip, share it with a friend.